What if I told you that you never had to buy medicine again? Well, maybe not never. Today we're going to learn how to make our own medicine with herbs we grow in our garden. Stay tuned to find out how. If you're new here and you like time, money, energy, or sanity saving tips, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so that you won't miss anything. And if you get anything out of this, please help us out with a thumbs up. Thanks. Today we're going to learn how to make tinctures or extracts, which is basically a medicinal herb that's soaked in alcohol. Over time, the medicinal qualities are extracted into a medicine that we and our family can use. Today we're going to focus on two herbs in particular, because once you learn how to do these two herbs, you know how to do all of them. The herbs is lemon balm and the other is heal-all. There are plenty more herbs that you can take time to learn about. If you're interested in learning about herbal medicine and other herbs and what attributes they have that'll benefit your health, I recommend this book, The Modern Herbal Dispensatory, and this will tell you about many herbs that you can grow and make into medicine for your family. This is just one book. For others, this just happens to be the one I'm using at the moment. So today we're out in the herb garden, and we are just harvesting herbs, just how you harvest herbs. We just moved into this house a few months ago, which is why I have not been posting. One of these herbs were the herbs that I took from my old herb garden, which I will show you. So these are really small, and a lot of these I've harvested quite a few times. So these were grown from seed at the other house, and what you see in the background are my pitiful looking hydrangeas that I'm bringing back from death, but they should be gorgeous next year. So we have things like sage and lemon balm and thyme and heal-all. And heal-all, this is the plant that we'll be harvesting today. Such an interesting looking flower, but that's good for so many things. Lemon verbena, lavender, that's a bay tree, so easy to grow, guys. Chives, which I'm harvesting the heck out of, cilantro, and all of these will get very large over time, and this whole space should fill in very nicely. But I'm still able to get a lot of herbs, culinary and medicinal, which is nothing complicated. We are just taking our tray, and I just have mine, just a metal tray lined with a linen cloth and a pair of scissors. Today we are harvesting lemon balm, and this is kind of hard to do with one hand. So essentially I'm just cutting the tops off and putting them in my tray. And gosh, I hope you guys get a chance to smell this and grow this one day. It smells amazing. So basically, you are holding it and cutting it, and you can cut this plant back down pretty far, you know, just leave a couple of inches and it'll grow again, and you'll be able to harvest it again and again. So we're just going to fill our tray. Okay, so we do need mason jars. I'm using a quart size for the lemon balm because I have more of it, and I'm using a pint size for the heal-all because I don't have that much. So we'll start with the heal-all or the self-heal, and let's start by talking about, I wrote down some cheaty notes of all that this is good for. So it's, and it's also a very well-studied herb, or as well-studied as any herb is. You know, when there's not pharmaceutical dollars behind things, they tend to get less attention. Sore throat, headache, also toothache pain, mouth ulcers, viruses of all sorts, astringent, wounds, bruises, inflammation, and of course all the herbs are good for digestion. So if you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel, whatever. Okay, so, and it's not going to matter. These are all in the tray together, and it's not going to matter if I get a few of lemon balm in there. It doesn't make any difference. So all I'm doing is chopping up. You could pulverize these if you wanted to. You could put them in a food processor. I don't think it's necessary, but you know, I like to keep things simple. Having them in my jar is you're soaking this in alcohol. Now you want to use at least 80 proof alcohol so that you don't get any mold, and it just will extract better also. Now, I am not an herbalist. Again, I am a nurse, but you know, as a registered nurse working in Western medicine, I really believe in a holistic, integrative approach myself. So I'm a big fan of natural medicine, and of course, food being your nutrition is the number one thing you can do to stay well and get well. It's not like an instant magic pill like we like to do in Western medicine, but it is the best thing. If we chop it, I think that's good. Once we chop that, you know, it's about halfway. If I could have filled this all the way, I would have, but this is still going to be good enough. So we're just going to fill it. I'm not going to fill this all the way because I don't have that much of the herb in there, but I would completely cover the herb, and that's it. So I'm going to stick this in a dark cabinet for 4 to 6 weeks, and then it can stay as long as you need to. After about 6 weeks, I'm going to strain this off, and I'll show you that step in a second. And then we're going to just do the same thing with our lemon balm. I am not cutting these stems off and doing like I would if I was using it as a culinary herb. Oh gosh, this stuff is just the best smelling. My son, I had my son smell it when it was growing outside, and he was like, oh, this smells so good, and he ate it, and he was like, oh gosh, I think it tastes good, but not if he said I was expecting something to taste like a lemon head, because that's what it smells like. But I think it tastes very good. It does not taste like a lemon candy though. It doesn't taste like lemon, but it's very pleasant, and it's sort of astringent, just slightly on your tongue, not quite like a unripe persimmon or anything like that. Oh gosh, it smells so good. I just love this herb. And this is in the mint family. Oh, and I wanted to tell you what lemon balm does. Lemon balm works on the central nervous system mostly, and that's an easy way to remember. Stress, anxiety, insomnia, agitation, and there actually was a study on its effect on patients that had agitation with Alzheimer's. Cold sores, it improves cognitive function, nausea, toothache pain, and menstrual cramps. I couldn't read my own writing. So that's really good and pretty across the board, right? So I'm trying to get all these leaves. All right, very good. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're just pouring it on there. Like you see, there's just nothing. Oh, shoot, I forgot to cut it. That's okay. That is okay. We're just going to cut it. I mean, you don't have to. It's just going to help break it down, you know, and help that alcohol extract those properties. It'll be okay. There we go. So we filled it all the way to the top, and it's kind of pretty, I think. So we're going to let this sit again 6 weeks. Once our 6 weeks are up, you're going to end up with something that looks like this spinachy liquid. As far as dosing, I can't tell you that exactly. It's just difficult to know how much you put in there, how much alcohol, all this stuff, how much time it's set. But what a lot of herbalists will say is when you do it with alcohol, it's really potent as opposed to soaking it. If you were an alcoholic or a child, you could do this in vinegar, or you could do this in glycerin. It would be less strong, so you would need to use more in like tablespoons, etc. This you can use droplets, 5 droplets, 15 droplets. I use 1 to 2 teaspoons. And a lot of times I'll make like a toddy out of it. Like if I'm having a hard time sleeping, I might take 2 teaspoons of the lemon balm, and you know, it's still got the alcohol, so you have that property too, and put it in tea, you know, like a nice chamomile or something. I have here a kraut pounder, and this is these kraut pounders are used to make sauerkraut, but we're going to use it to kind of get every last bit of alcohol. So I'm just going to pour off a lot of the juice, and hopefully the leaves, most of them stay out. I'm just going to give that a second to kind of pour out. You see how dark it is? It's like almost black. I'm going to take my kraut pounder, that will not fit on the small end, and I'm going to go ahead and smush, I don't know if you can see that, smush that down, and just try and get every, you know, as much of the liquid out as I can. And you know, there's still quite a bit. I'm not going to go crazy here. I might do it one more time. Now I have my bottle, and I bought these brown glass bottles, amber, on Amazon, where everybody gets everything, and I will link this below. These are good. You know, they put medicine and stuff in these dark colors. It just helps keep the UV light out. I have my funnel, and I'm going to stick that in there. And I will link as many of the things that I'm using, like the kraut pounder and funnels, things like that, as many of the things as I can find links for, and I'll link those all below. And of course, that helps support my channel if you use the link to actually get it. So we're just going to pour that in there. And we're going to do exactly the same thing with our self-heal or our heal all. And I'm not going to go through all that. You can just repeat that process. It's not brain surgery or anything like that. So some other herbs that might be good for you to think about growing if you're starting your herb garden. And we're talking about medicinal herbs right now, not culinary herbs. We can cover that on another day. But mugwort is a very good one. Skullcap is a good one. Lavender. Catnip is a good one. Yarrow. There are just multitudes of them. Do your research. If you like to read, please check out my books. They are also linked below. You can even read them for free on Kindle, which is pretty cool. 'Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.